Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk start collecting Moonstone the game, and today we're going to take a look at the Leshavult Spirit and Cultists faction for the game. In this video we're going to go through talk about the box set we think is a perfect start for this faction, and that is the Cursed box set containing the Beast, the Revenant, Anyabato and Striga Annual. Now, in this video as well, we're going to look at some other box sets for the Leshavult Spirits and Cultists and how we can look to expand upon after this initial box set. And then at the end of the video, we're going to show you a 6-model warband that we can use as a little bit of inspiration to hopefully show you how to create your own warband and get your own combos on the table. So with that said, first of all, let's talk about the models in this box set. And we have the Beast. He's a human noble animal. Now, he has melee 5 with a 2-inch range. He's got no arcane, but he does have +1 on his evade. His razor claws mean all slicing melee damage dealt by him are at +2, and any impact or piercing melee damage increase by +1, which is really nice. Now, Awake the Beast. The first time an enemy targets this character with a melee attack action or arcane action in the turn, the character restores 1 wound and gains +2 energy. We also have the quite terrifying rule on him where whenever a non-giant, non-troll enemy character ends a move in this model's melee zone, for the first time this turn, they must discard 1 energy if they're able to do so. He's then got his own ability called Intimidate, which is a 4-inch range and costs 1 energy to use. The target human or goblin suffers -2 arcane stat and gains the predictable combatant rule, where during a round of combat, before each player selects their combat card, you must reveal your hand to your opponent as he literally intimidates them into doing what he wants. Then we then have the Revenant, who's a human, noble, and spirit. He's undying, so each time his character would be slain, instead restore all wounds. He's melee 3 with a 1-inch range, arcane 4, and no evade. He's seen it all before ability. If this character is involved in a round of melee, before each player selects their combat card, your opponent must reveal their hand to you. Visions of the Future is a ability for 2 energy, and you can use it once per turn. Target other friendly character immediately suffers 1 catastrophe printed on their card. If it requires a target, you can choose the target that meets the ability's requirements. Lastly, he's got his own arcane ability called Eternal Chill, where target suffers X magical damage and gains the slow until the end of turn. The last model in this is actually the same character, and this is Anyabato. Now, she also turns into Striga Anya. So, Anyabato is nothing too special. She's a human noble with arcane 4, really is her only a big thing. She's a weakling, so she is -1 melee damage, and harvest actions cost +1 energy with her. Her look of innocence, enemy models must discard an energy to target this model with any action, and swift, when reacting reaction steps, she moves 2-inch instead of 1. She has an ability she can use called Remove Necklace for 4. Now, the character is removed from play and replaced with Striga Anya. Striga Anya gains +2 energy, possession of all moonstones this character is carrying, and suffers an amount of wounds equal to the wounds suffered by this character. Now, little Anyabato also has the ability to heal as well at 8-inch for a target, restoring X +1 wounds. Now, Striga Anya, on the other hand, melee 5 with a 1-inch range, no arcane, and evade +1. She's a summoned being where you can't choose this character in your troop, you have to bring her onto the table by playing Anyabato. Now, supernatural strength or melee damage is dealt by +2 by Striga Anya, and melee damage caused by this character counts as magical instead of the listed type. She's got the Blood Drinker rule, where if an enemy character is slain in a round of melee by this character, they gain +3 energy, and she can choose to replace the necklace on the model should she ever wish to. Looking at where we can go next for this, and the next box set we're going to talk about is The End Is Nigh. This contains Callista, the Leshavult Priestess, a brother Daniel, and Kavan. Now, Callista, Leshavult Priestess, she's melee 3, 1-inch range, arcane 5, and no evade. A pretty solid stat line. She's a human cultist cleric. Now, she has daggers, so all piercing melee damage is increased by +1. Her Joy of Entropy, whenever this character is slain, this character gains +1 energy. Whenever another character is slain around her, and her Conductor of cultists and spirits within 4-inch gain +1 arcane stat. Her Paroxysm ability is a 3-inch pulse. Once per game, all other models within 3-inch suffer 3 magical damage and are moved 3-inch directly away. And then she's got her own arcane ability called Leshavult Caress, where target restores X +1 wounds. Now, you've got Brother Daniel, which is a cultist near her. He's got melee 2, range 2-inch with arcane 4. It's slightly maddening if you can make your opponent re-roll their dice when determining who activates first once per game, and then look at the shiny thing. If the character is in possession of 1 or more moonstones during the replenish step, you may have another friendly character within 6-inch gain +1 energy. Plant the Placard is a 6-inch pulse once per turn ability where you move all other friendly characters within the pulse up to 2 inch. And he's got his own couple of arcane abilities. First of all, Bell Ringer, where you can restore some wounds, and the End is Nigh, where you choose a model within 3x and place them anywhere on the board that is within 3 inch of another model. Lastly, we have Kavant the Jungler. Now, he's a gnome cultist. He has melee 3, arcane 3, a 1-inch range, and no evade. His roly-poly ability, you move 2, then reduce the character's evade step by 2. Black Comedy, target friendly character suffers 2 wounds and gains +1 energy. And his Juggling Fate, you can gain 2 energy, then draw the top 3 cards of the arcane deck, look them, and place 1 back on the top of the deck, 1 on the bottom of the deck, and 1 beside your character card for use later on. His Butterfinger ability, target loses possession of the Moonstone they are carrying, place it on base contact with the target with a depth value of 1. Now we then have the cool box set, one of my favourites, which is A Witch in Time. This contains 3 different witches in it: Antonia, Noonday Witch, we have Zoria, the Dawn Witch, and Danica, the Dusk Witch. Now, Antonia is the rather plump witch, is probably the best way to describe her. She's Spirit, melee 3, 1-inch range, arcane 4. Link to the past, if a friendly Danica Dusk Witch is in play, then this character gains +1 arcane. She can heal, she can also do some damage, and she can also cause enemies to move around near her as well. Zoria, the Dawn Witch. She's a Spirit, melee 4, 1-inch range, and arcane 2. Link to the present, if Antonia, the Noonday Witch, is in play, then this character gains a +1 energy during the replenish step. So it's really nice to have her with the younger witch for Zoria. Now, Mesmerizing, enemy models engaged in this must discard 1 energy before they can declare a jog step or reaction step. And then Swift, she can make 2-inch moves instead with her reaction step. Her Visions of the Future, she can target other friendly character and immediately suffers 1 catastrophe printed on their card. Or the Violent Impulse is her arcane ability where this character's melee attacks deal +X damage until the end of turn. Lastly, we have the Dusk Witch, which is the Danica, and she has Link to the Future. If a friendly Zoria, the Dawn Witch, is in play, then this character restores 2 wounds at the start of each replenish step. Meddle with Fate, draw 3 cards from the arcane deck, and for each spirit in play, you can choose 3 of these cards to remove from the deck and place face down beside this character card. For each card removed, this character suffers 2 wounds, then shuffle all remaining cards into the deck. If this character is slain, you remove all cards from the deck. So you can sort of play around with what cards are in the deck and just sort of take them out, which is pretty cool. Her Puppeteer ability allows her to target gains Puppet when Danica Dusk Witch is active within 8 inch in the line of sight. She can spend her energy to have this character perform actions instead of her. A Vision of the Past as well allows you to restore all wounds and all energy, which is really cool. We then have the nice little Malachite Mystics box set. Now, this contains a couple of fawns in it in the form of Klaus and Regan, the Leshavult Priestess. Klaus is also a cultist, and he actually gets some protection when he's around Regan, the Priestess. His big thing is that he has his Hold My Beer ability, where all characters within Pulse suffer 1 catastrophe printed on a card. Class player chooses the catastrophes. Regan, the Fawn Cultist Cleric, she has Verdant Growth, which can put down some woods, and she has some abilities that work around them as well. But she can also have target non-spirits healing around her, so she's not particularly great with some of the spirits. We then have Gwendolyn, the Volks Priestess. She's a fairy cultist. She has a scry ability where she can look through the arcane deck as well. She's feeble though, so she does reduce a lot of melee damage. However, she can restore a bunch of health to our friends and also deal some nice direct damage. Lastly, we have Lubard. Lubard is a giant cultist we can have. He's melee 3, 3-inch range, arcane 3 with +2 evade. His Blind Faith means this character may not take harvest or jog actions unless there's a friendly model within 4 inch. His Sensor Chain makes all impact damage do +2 damage. And his Predictable Combatant, during a round you have to show your cards to your opponent, as he's pretty predictable in what he's going to do. Now, Haul-In is his arcane ability. You can move target directly 2 inch towards this model, which is pretty cool. He's also, pretty tough. He's got a lot of wounds on the table. A really nice piece to add to your force. And so here we have a cool little sample Warman. Now, we've gone the Beast and Anya Bartol from that initial box set. I do think when you're playing with 3 models, that initial box set is much easier to learn the game with. Now, definitely, we've got Calista Leshavult Priestess. I think she's just absolutely fantastic, and for me, someone I would always take. Now, we've chosen to go on with the 3 witches, the Witch in Time box set in addition to this as well. Now, this is probably something a little bit more tricky to use because they definitely require you having the 3 witches working together in order to gain the various different abilities, but if you are not ready for maybe that sort of level of play with the Moonstone Warband, you can definitely look to put some of the other cultists in here instead of the witches. Take someone like Lubard in there instead, put in a couple of the other menus of the same box set, the End is Nigh box set instead, but this is a really fun warband to play around with. I think the witches are so fun to play around with. The Beast and Anya are really good. You've got some ways to get some extra energy on Anya, so you can make sure you're transforming her. And Callista is just good. She works with all the spirits in here, which would be Anya when she's transformed, and all the witches as well. If you've played with Leshavult spirits and cultists, let us know how you've been going down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also drop a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here, we have a Discord server for Sinful Gaming, which you'll find linked down in the video's description. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so either by supporting us on Patreon or YouTube members, both of which are linked down in the video's description, or grab some merch from our Teespring or Ko-fi stores for yourself as well. All these are the best ways to help support the channel. As a special thank you to everyone who does help support the channel in such a way, we'd like to give a shout out to all our Patreons and YouTube members. So, thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Kevin Bowman, Iron Grinch. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Osworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, David Crozier, and Dylan Areno. And lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, and a special thanks to all the mods that help with our Discord server and all the people that come on the regular to help with everything on the YouTube channel. Thank you all once again for watching. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.